on the altar. The internal energy is where the constitutional nature of a jiva can be fully expressed. The internal energy is that which is eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss, where the bliss of loving ecstatic pastimes is all that takes place forever. It is the land of unlimited happiness. External energy is the land of exploitation, the land of envy and greed. And the Lord has explained through his representatives that this internal energy has three principles: Sandhini, Samvit, and Hladini. The Sandhini potency of the eternal energy of the Lord is that energy in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead maintains all of existence. And the Samvit potency is in which the Supreme Lord knows himself and makes himself known to others. And Hladini potency is that potency which gives the Lord unlimited eternal pleasure and also gives all of his devotees unlimited eternal pleasure. And it's for the purpose of this Hladini Shakti that Sandhini and Samvit are manifested, are existing. Because ultimately, Anandamaya Vyasat, Krishna is Anandamayi. That means he is the reservoir of all pleasure, and it is only for pleasure that the Lord transcendentally performs his various functions and pastimes in the spiritual world. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. His enjoyment is the all in all of his existence. And because Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, the Jivatma, which is part and parcel of Krishna, our life and soul, is also to enjoy. We find the conditioned soul under the illusions of this external energy. Every part of that soul's existence is simply to try to find enjoyment in one way or another. Even when we make sacrifices and perform great austerity, it is ultimately for the purpose of enjoyment. Even when a man goes to the battlefield to die for his country, it is so that he can enjoy the fact that his country would be free, and he has given his life for that purpose. Factually, everything we do is for the purpose of enjoyment. We have children for the purpose of enjoyment. We raise children for the purpose of enjoyment. We go to work and suffer so many austerities for the purpose of enjoyment. We even remain in this body and suffer birth, old age, disease, and death just for the purpose of a little enjoyment. The whole existence, of our life is to seek pleasure. Why? Because we are part of Krishna. Because Krishna existence is simply to taste pleasure, to enjoy pleasure. But the illusion is that we think we can take part, that we can enjoy apart from Krishna. But the natural function of the pleasure-seeking nature of the soul is to experience unlimited pleasure in giving Krishna pleasure. When you water the root of the tree, every part of the tree is satisfied. Similarly, when we satisfy Krishna, automatically our soul is satisfied. All the demigods are satisfied. Everyone is satisfied. That if we surrender to Mukunda, we have no other responsibilities or duties to anyone, because all obligations are fulfilled when we please Krishna, because he is the reservoir of all pleasure. He is the reservoir of all pleasure means that we can all derive unlimited pleasure from Krishna just by pleasing him. But where does Krishna get this pleasure from? This is the great question that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is herein explaining in such wonderful, wonderful slokas, that the supreme absolute truth is one. There is one God, and there is not a second God. Krishna says, I am the source of all material and spiritual existence. Everything emanates from me. That Krishna is the supreme truth. There is no truth superior to Krishna. He is the supreme enjoyer. But where does this one supreme truth and enjoyer get his enjoyment from? Obviously, he gets it from himself, because everything is contained within him. Nothing exists separate from him. Krishna has multifarious energies. We have described the principal three, and they have innumerable subdivisions, but they are all Krishna. They are all within Krishna. They are all Krishna. So when Krishna wants to enjoy supreme bliss, he is the supreme enjoyer. So in order for him to enjoy supreme enjoyment, he needs someone who is supremely enjoyable. Therefore, Krishna expands himself as his own Hiladini Shakti, or pleasure potency. And the function of this pleasure potency is to give Krishna unlimited pleasure. And in giving Krishna pleasure, the pleasure potency enjoys even greater pleasure than Krishna. And in this relationship of supreme, pure spiritual pleasure, Krishna becomes the reservoir of all pleasure, and then all the living entities, all the jivatmas, can derive unlimited bliss from Krishna, and he gets that bliss from his eternal consort, Srimati Radha Rani. She is the source of all pleasure. She is the source of all happiness. And just as Krishna expands himself in various avatars to enjoy various sources of happiness, and just as Krishna expands himself in various avatars to enjoy various rasas or pleasures at different times and at different places and in different moods for all of eternity, similarly, Srimati Radharani, his pleasure potency, expands along with him. When Krishna expands in Vaikuntha into Lord Narayana, Shri Radhika expands herself as Lakshmi Devi. For what purpose? Simply to give Narayana unlimited pleasure. When Shri Lakshmi Devi saw that Bhrigu had placed his foot in a very aggressive way on the chest of Narayan, she could not tolerate that. She felt she had to perform tapasya just to atone for what had happened. So she went to Kolhapur to perform her tapasya out of her intensified love. But Narayana could not find any happiness in Vaikuntha without Lakshmi Devi. There was no pleasure in Vaikuntha without Lakshmi Devi. All of the beautiful bejeweled palaces of Vaikuntha, all of the eternal associates who are in liberated pure devotion, who reside in Vaikuntha, they have only one function, simply to create an atmosphere in which Lakshmi and Narayan can enjoy. That's all. And without Lakshmi, all of the beauty, all of the glory, all of the devotees of Vaikuntha have no meaning for Narayana. So he came down to this earth to perform tapasya, to get Lakshmi back. And the place where he performed tapasya is now where the temple of Tirupati, the most famous temple in all of India, where so many millions and millions of people come every year, sometimes hundreds and thousands a day, just to see him for a second. And they are all, so many people are asking benedictions from him, and his benedictions are all to give pleasure because they know He is the reservoir of all pleasure. But where does he get his pleasure from? From Lakshmi Devi. She is the pleasure potency of the Lord. And when the Supreme Lord Krishna manifests himself both in this world and as well as in the Vaikuntha worlds as Lord Rama, Srimati Radharani, she will always be by his side to give him supreme pleasure, and expands herself as Sita Devi. And when the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna manifests himself in Dwarka as Dwarkadish, Srimati Radharani, in order to be by his side to give him unlimited happiness, she expands herself to become Rukmini and the 16,107 other queens of Krishna. When Lord Varaha Dev appeared, Krishna expanded himself as Varaha Dev, and Srimati Radharani expanded herself as Bhudevi to be his consort and give him pleasure. In this way, all of the goddesses of fortune, all of the consorts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are expansions or reflections of the original fountainhead of all the Lord's energies and all the Lord's associates, Srimati Radharani. In the spiritual world of Goloka, there are three principal divisions, Dwarka, Mathura, and Vraja. And it is in Vraja that Srimati Radharani, in her original transcendental personality, is internally existing, and the whole land of Vraja is simply going on in its transcendental existence under the direction, guidance, and the leadership of Srimati Radharani, because all of the land of Vraja is simply existing in all the eternal associates of the Lord for the purpose of assisting Srimati Radharani in giving happiness to Krishna. That is all. No one in Vrindavan wants to enjoy Krishna, not in Vraja. In Dwarka, in the Vaikuntha, some sense of that may be there, but in Vrajabhumi, no one wants to enjoy Krishna. Everyone is simply existing eternally with the unlimited eagerness to somehow assist Srimati Radharani in giving pleasure to Krishna. And this is the Siddhanta of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, that this is our ultimate aspiration in life, eternal, is to become Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasa Dasanu Dasa, to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Gopinath. And in other words, it means to become the servant of the servant, or the maidservant of the maidservant of the maidservant of Srimati Radharani, because we cannot approach Krishna except through the mercy and the kindness of Srimati Radharani. And Srila Prabhupada, on so many occasions, explained in his way that Srimati Radharani is the very personification of all devotion. She is the full expression of complete love. All love is part and parcel of Srimati Radharani's love. She is love itself, love of God itself, and the love for all living beings. So Srimati Radharani, she has all the qualities of supreme love. As we know, love is very much dependent on the quality of humility. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatana Goswami, it is humility alone that can conquer Krishna, because without pure humility, there cannot be real love. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us this verse. Chinadapi sunichena tararapi sahisnana amanena manadena kirtanya sadahari, that if you want to please Krishna, who has descended within his name, we have to approach the name in a way that will satisfy the Lord, and that means to be humble like a blade of grass, to be tolerant like the tree, to offer all respects to others, and to expect none in return. And, of course, we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the supreme embodiment of such humility, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotion was Srimati Radharani's devotion. Srimati Radharani is the ultimate embodiment of the purest and highest sense of love and humility, and therefore Srila Prabhupada explains that although she is Vrindavaneshwari, she is the queen of Vrindavan, although all of the unlimited servants are simply trying to assist her in her service to Krishna, and although her love is so great that even Krishna becomes subordinate to that love, in other words, she is the greatest of the great. Krishna is worshipped by the Shruti, by the Smriti, and by the Vedas, by all of the great personalities, all of the rishis. They are all eternally offering prayers in service to Krishna. And yet, Krishna is subordinate to her love. When Srimati Radharani wants to enjoy Vatsalya Rasa, she expands herself as Yasoda. When she binds Krishna with the rope, with that love, in this way, in Vrindavan, there are so many stories of how Krishna even places his crown on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And although she has the most supremely exalted position, even the greatest, most learned acharyas, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Ramananda Rai, what is their purpose and function? Simply to offer praise and service to Srimati Radharani. And yet, she is naturally feeling in her heart that all the devotees are better than me. She is thinking that I have no love for Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals Srimati Radharani's heart when he jumped into the Ganges with the aspiration to end his life. Thakur Haridasa and Nityananda Prabhu, they somehow understood what the Lord was doing, and they dove into the Ganges and somehow grabbed the beautiful golden body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and somehow lifted him back onto the shore of the Ganga. He said, "Why have you brought me here? Why have you done this to me? The purpose of life is to love Krishna. If there's no love for Krishna, there's no purpose to live and no purpose to life. Without a purpose to life, why should we go on living? If I had one drop of love for Krishna in my heart, I would never be able to continue breathing. I could not live for a moment in separation from Krishna. The fact that I am living in separation from Krishna is the evidence I have not even a drop of love for him. Why did you not allow me to take this life? What is the use of this life? What is the use of my existence?" This is the mood of Srimati Radharani. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Gopi Bhartur Padakamayor Dasa Dasa Dasana Dasa," I aspire only one position, to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant who is speaking. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he speaks, it is Srimati Radharani speaking. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna with the heart of the love of Sri Radharani and with her complexion. Krishna desired to understand the nature of Srimati Radharani's love. He wanted to understand what it was about himself that so much attracted her transcendental ecstasies, and he wanted to experience himself. What is that ecstasy of happiness? It is greater than mine. I am the source of all bliss, but when she sees me, she derives bliss that even I cannot understand. I want to taste that, and for these three internal reasons Lord Krishna appeared as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna, with the devotion and the complexion of Srimati Radharani, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the very, very embodiment of humility, spiritual humility, how he would serve his devotees, how he would care for his devotees, how he made his devotees his very life and soul. So Srila Prabhupada explains that Srimati Radharani is thinking all devotees are better than herself. This is Srimati Radharani's mood. And what is our mood? We are always wanting to complete and compare ourselves, to try to enjoy the idea that I am a better devotee than you, or show others that I am a better devotee than him or them. So when one devotee becomes the servant of a beloved servant of Srimati Radharani, and she sees such sincerity, then she will approach Krishna and she will tell Krishna, he is better than me, or she is better than me. Give this devotee your mercy. And Krishna can never say no to Srimati Radharani. Now, that is the full, sure path of getting the mercy of Lord Krishna. If you have Srimati Radharani's mercy, you have Krishna's mercy in full. As far as Gaudiya Vaishnavas are concerned, we understand what it means to pray to Krishna. It means to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Srimati Radharani. And the six Goswamis are part of this principle. So beautiful. Radharani is the source of bhakti, and therefore we can understand through this principle itself that the only way to approach Krishna is through bhakti. And that is why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that it is only through bhakti that you can know me as I am standing before you in my personal form. You can only know me through bhakti. In this way, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is actually glorifying Srimati Radharani, because bhakti means Srimati Radharani. Unless you get the favor and grace of Srimati Radharani or one of her expansions, you cannot know me as I am. You cannot know Krishna through discourses of jnana or jnanakanda, through your intellect, through your mastery of the scriptures or logic or philosophy. You cannot know Krishna as he is. Krishna will not reveal himself as he is through that source. We can understand so many things about the world. We can understand so much philosophy of the absolute truth, but we cannot know Krishna as he is, nor through karma kanda, performance of so much ritual performances of so many sacrifices, through giving so much charity, through acquisition of so much wealth. We cannot know Krishna as he is, nor even through the yoga kanda. We can achieve powerful cities. We can become great mystics. We can be tremendously self-controlled. We can even be elevated to the higher planets where the great yogis reside and associate with them. And we may even have some understanding of the Brahmajyoti and the Paramatma. But to understand Krishna as he is, it is not possible. Unless we get the mercy of Srimati Radharani, we cannot know Krishna as he is, because she is the reservoir of all bhakti. And that bhakti is the singular, exclusive means by which Krishna enjoys unlimited ecstasies. She is the source of that. And if somehow she becomes gracious upon us, then somehow Krishna will reveal himself to us in his way. And Lord Brahma, the original spiritual master of this entire universe, said, "Let us pray that you can understand Shyam Sundar, only when your eyes are smeared with the salve of love. But that love is the love of Srimati Radharani. She is all love. So today, her mercy is the ultimate perfection and aspiration in our life. And how to gain her mercy? Srimati Radharani herself spoke as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayur Dasa Dasa Dasanu Dasa. By becoming the servant of the servant of the servant of those great devotees and disciplic succession, we become most dear to Shri Shri Radha Gopinath. That is the real essence of all transcendental knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam is declared to be the Amalam Puranam, the Paramahams Samhita. It is the fulfillment of the great mission of Sri Vedavyas in his compilation of the Vedic literatures, and it was spoken by Srila Sukadeva Goswami and the great acharyas in our line describe how the internal purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam is to glorify the supremacy of Srimati Radharani. But then it may be asked, if this is so, then how is it that her name is not even mentioned, even one time directly? And the acharyas describe how the situation with Maharaj Parikshit had 7 days to live, and Sukadeva Goswami, who was actually a personal associate of Srimati Radharani and a dear devotee of Srimati Radharani, was fearing that if he spoke her name, that he would enter into an ecstatic trance of love, and this may cause the delay in his speaking, and then he may not complete Srimad Bhagavatam in 7 days. In fact, how long he would be in such ecstatic trance is a great mystery. So therefore he purposely, very purposely, avoided directly speaking to her holy name. And also it is explained that when Sukadeva Goswami was speaking to the sages, there were various different kinds of sages that were there. Some were pure bhaktas, some were not pure bhaktas, so he was feeling that to directly explain who this gopi was and to discuss her name may not be understood, because the confidential pastimes of Radha and Krishna are generally only explained directly amongst very, very highly self-realized souls who have pure hearts and who are able to deeply appreciate the supreme nature of this topmost subject matter. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura explains how, when Sukadeva Goswami was explaining the Rasa Leela of Lord Krishna, how he was in the assembly of all the most devotional, loving damsels of Raja on the banks of the Yamuna in Vrindavana. He left all of them just to enjoy the pleasure of one, and at that time, when Krishna left, the gopis were searching, and they saw the footprints of one gopi who Krishna left them all for. And all these topmost transcendentalists, the gopis, they all declared that there is one gopi whose worship is so supremely superior to even ours that Krishna has left all of us only to accept her worship. And in the process, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Sukadeva Goswami could not contain himself, and he indirectly spoke Srimati Radharani's name. And from this passage, he actually glorified the supreme position of Srimati Radharani. And in the beautiful story of Uddhava being sent from Mathura to Vrindavan to give Krishna's message, at that time, Srimati Radharani, although her name was not directly disclosed, the particular gopi that was speaking is declared by all of the acharyas to be that of Srimati Radharani, and the expression of her love for Krishna is an expression of prema. an unconditional transcendental ecstasy that has not been revealed in any other of the Puranas or any other of the Vedas. So in this way, Sukadeva Goswami has given the supreme glorification of Srimati Radharani in Srimad Bhagavatam. And Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the personification of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the book Bhagavat, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the person Bhagavat, in the sense from Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different than Krishna. It is said that when Krishna left this planet, he descended in this age of Kali as Srimad Bhagavatam. It is Krishna himself in sound vibration, and that same Srimad Bhagavatam manifested in pure, full glory in the personal form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam is the ecstatic, loving relation between Radha and Krishna, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being non-different from Bhagavatam, was simply the incarnation, eternal in this world, eternally existing in the spiritual world, but the combined form of the loving relationships of Radha and Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us these most sublime and the safest and most authorized process of approaching the wonderful pastimes of Radha and Krishna, because the purpose of hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord is to purify our hearts so that we can please the Lord. We should not be listening. The Dharma was revealed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare is the name of Srimati Radharani. Prabodhananda Saraswati offered beautiful, beautiful prayers to Srimati Radharani. In one such prayer, he describes the supreme position of Radha's love over Krishna. How, when Krishna sees her beauty, the flute slips and falls from his hand, and sometimes he doesn't even know it. And when he is captivated by her beauty, even his beautiful crown falls sideways on his head, and he is not aware of that. And if a breeze touches the sari of Srimati Radharani and then touches Krishna, just from the touch of that breeze, he comes practically blinded in ecstatic love and practically loses his consciousness. And because Srimati Radharani's supreme devotion always steals the heart of Krishna, her name is Hare. Hare means one who steals the heart of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chose this mantra, chanting the beautiful names of Radha and Krishna. And by chanting sincerely and living a pure life, following the regulative principles very carefully, without hypocrisy, and by serving the mission of the spiritual master, one can actually achieve the perfection by which we gain eternal entrance into the Leela of the Lord. One of my godbrothers was in Vrindavan in 1972, and Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, was just building Krishna Balaram temple, and so he put his devotee in charge of construction. He was a sannyasi and he was an American man, and for Americans to get things done in India is very difficult. For me, it's not difficult here because we have the Sanat Kumar and Sham Sundar, Raghupati, Krishna Chandra. I don't have to do anything. I'm just a lazy man, but he had no one. Directly fight with the construction workers and fight about the price of cement and anyone who sees fair complexion sees rupees. Therefore, everyone was trying to cheat him. It was very difficult. He didn't like it. He said to Srila Prabhupada, I'm in Vrindavan. I didn't come to Vrindavan to just argue with materialistic people day and night and worry about being cheated. Everyone else is chanting, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe. He was becoming very serious in the sense, seeing people walking down the streets with their bead bags saying, Jai Radhe, Hare Krishna. And he is just worrying about rupees and somehow building a temple. So he actually approached Srila Prabhupada and said, I just want to do bhajan. And Srila Prabhupada said, building this temple is your bhajan. Arguing with these people is your mantra, but we must build this temple. He explained, Prabhupada was giving him the highest service of Srimati Radharani by assisting her pure devotee in his mission. It's the greatest way we can please Srimati Radharani, and it is a mission of compassion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended into this world to give Krishna prema to everyone, to give Krishna prema to everyone, and that is the purpose of these temples, to give Krishna prema to everyone, to assist someone who is giving Krishna prema to the masses, to the fortunate souls. That is such a service to Srimati Radharani. Many Babajis cannot understand this. Why leave Vrindavan? What is this preaching? You should just absorb yourself in the Leela of Radha and Krishna and just be day and night engrossed in his thoughts. What is this nonsense? Going to these materialistic places and meeting with materialistic people and risking so much contamination of your hearts. They will not leave Vrindavan, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over India and he sent his devotees everywhere to preach. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Vrindavaneshwari, Srimati Radharani herself. Through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna, in the one form of Gauranga, manifested his deepest desire to liberate the world through propagating the holy name of the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada explained this, that you can chant Radhe, and you can chant Krishna, Krishna, and you can chant so much, and you can do so much meditation, and you can do so much tapasya here in Vrindavan. But if you are not pleasing Radha and Krishna, what is the use of it all? You will get nothing. And what will please Radha and Krishna? Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadan nagatir kutopi. By pleasing your Guru, my mission is my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada said, is to spread the compassion of the Lord to the world. And we must build this temple in Vrindavan so that the devotees from all over the planet can come to Vrindavan and get a real understanding of what Raja Bhakti is from the authorized source, so they can have a place to stay when they are in Vrindavan. Whatever service we may have, to always remember Krishna by always hearing his glories, by keeping a nice association of his devotees, and chanting his holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. On this very auspicious day of Shri Radhastami, we have the wonderful opportunity, by the mercy and blessings of Guru Maharaja Srila Prabhupada, the great Vaishnavas, to pray at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani to always be merciful and kind upon our fallen souls, and kindly always keep us as the servant of the servant of the servant. Let us make our vows to pursue this life always at her lotus feet. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This was a lecture by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Okay, my dear devotees, today is a very, very special day, and we should take advantage of this day to chant more rounds and to meditate on how we can improve our devotional service to Radha and Krishna in this temple, and how to help all the beleaguered and all the unfortunate people in this world, help them have a little bit of understanding of the mercy of Lord Chaitanya in the form of Krishna Prasadam and the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So from today on, whenever someone calls you on the phone, don't say hello, say Hare Krishna. And when you see a friend in Seattle somewhere, don't say hi, say Hare Krishna. And when you meet so many different people doing Sankirtan, chant Hare Krishna. That should be our way of saying hello. People will catch on to that. They'll say, oh, now I understand. You don't say hello, you say Hare Krishna with these people. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, and have a very good day chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimati Radharani ki jai.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Guru Deva, 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 Jaya Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Mui Savadhana Ate सावधान मते बंदो मोहि सावधान मते हे जहर प्रसादे भाई हे भव तुरिया जाय जहरा कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ आए ते कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ आए दे कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ आए दे गुरुमुख पद्म वाक्य जीते ते कुरिया ऐख्य गुरुमुख और ना कोरी हो मने आशा और ना कोरी हो मने और ना कोरी हो मने आशा और ना कोरी हो मने श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति श्री गुरु जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा जे प्रसादे पूरे जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा जे प्रसादे चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जाह होइते अविद्या विनाश जते प्रेम भक्ति जाह होइते अविद्या विनाश जते वेद गाय जार चरितो वेद गाय जार चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु लोकना लोकेर जीवाना लोकना लोकेर जीवाना शीला प्रभुपाद দইল শরণা प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छया प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छया प्रभु एबे जागो जो त्रिभुवना एबे जागो जागो जो त्रिभुवना शीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावन प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छया प्रभु करो देह मोरे पद छया प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छया प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छया एबे जागो जो त्रिभुवना एबे शीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावन जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय शिला प्रभुपाद गुरुदेवा जय नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय हरि हरि बोल श्रीमते भक्ति नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिव सदि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudev Jai Shila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Nita Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol Nita Gaura Nita Gaura Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol Nita Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Jai Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai It is the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him, ecstatic prema emanates, by him, ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. A spiritual master is an ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of devotees. O Master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We take the shelter of lotus feet of Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada.